Did you know your old sex habits after 60 could be silently destroying your aging body? Many older adults assume that intimacy is only for the young, or they quietly continue their physical relationships while ignoring the subtle changes happening in their bodies. They might think they are doing everything right by just keeping the spark alive. But the truth is, maintaining those same habits from your younger years could be secretly harming your health. Urologists, cardiologists, and relationship specialists warn that certain common practices during intimacy can lead to severe cardiovascular stress, hidden infections, and emotional disconnect as we age. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 everyday things you must stop doing right now if you want to protect your heart, your body, and your relationship. These are not judgments or moral rules. They are scientifically backed insights designed to help you enjoy a safe, fulfilling, and beautiful connection without putting your longevity at risk. Stay tuned until the end, because the final point on this list reveals a silent mistake almost every couple makes. And fixing it can instantly deepen your emotional bond while safeguarding your physical health. When you understand how your body transforms, you take back control, ensuring your later years are filled with comfort, dignity, and true closeness. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Pushing through physical discomfort and pain. Many people in their 60s and 70s believe that acknowledging physical pain during intimacy is a sign of weakness or a loss of vitality. They assume that minor aches in their joints, sudden shortness of breath, or pelvic discomfort are just normal parts of getting older that should be quietly endured. But the truth is, pushing through these warning signs is one of the most dangerous things you can do to your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. As we age, our tissue elasticity decreases. Our joints become more vulnerable to inflammation, and our heart muscle requires more steady oxygen delivery. When you force your body to perform exactly as it did in your 40s, you are actively creating a state of high physical stress that can lead to muscle tears, joint damage, and even dangerous spikes in blood pressure. Consider the story of James, a 68-year-old man who prided himself on his physical stamina and tried to maintain the exact same intimate routine he had enjoyed for decades. He began noticing a sharp tightness in his lower back and a racing heartbeat that took hours to calm down. But he simply gritted his teeth and pushed through the discomfort. James did not realize that his refusal to adapt was not just causing temporary soreness. It was placing immense strain on his nervous system and increasing his risk of a sudden cardiovascular event. Intimacy should never be a test of endurance or a battle against your own biology. Your body is incredibly wise, and pain is its primary way of telling you that a specific movement or level of exertion is no longer safe. The wonderful news is that adapting your physical connection does not mean giving up on intimacy altogether. By slowing down, communicating openly about what feels uncomfortable, and exploring gentler, more supported positions, you can eliminate the physical stress while actually enhancing the emotional closeness. Listen to your body, respect its changing limits, and prioritize comfort over performance. When you stop fighting your physical boundaries, you protect your long-term health and create a much deeper, more sustainable bond with your partner. Number 2. Skipping the essential physical and emotional warm-up. A surprising number of older adults treat physical intimacy as a spontaneous event, rushing straight into the act, just as they might have done in their youth. They often skip the slow process of warming up their bodies, assuming that prolonged foreplay is simply too much effort. But the truth is, bypassing this crucial preparatory phase quietly damages your delicate tissues and forces your cardiovascular system to work far harder than it should. Gynecologists and urologists emphasize that as we enter our 60s and 70s, our bodies require significantly more time to achieve proper blood flow and muscular relaxation. When you demand high physical output without gently waking up your circulatory system, you create microtears in sensitive areas, leading to painful friction and a high risk of bacterial infections. Think about Robert, a 72-year-old who still viewed intimacy as something that should happen quickly. he frequently rushed his partner, ignoring the fact that both of their bodies needed more time to adapt and respond to physical touch. Over time, Robert noticed that the experience was becoming increasingly uncomfortable, leaving his partner feeling physically sore and emotionally disconnected. He dismissed these issues as inevitable signs of aging, completely unaware that his hurried approach was directly causing the very pain he was complaining about. By forcing a cold engine to run at top speed, he was rapidly depleting his energy reserves and turning what should be a healing connection into a source of chronic physical stress. The human body is a magnificent instrument, but in our later years, it requires patience and deliberate care to function safely. Engaging in a slow warm-up is not just about enhancing pleasure. It is a vital biological necessity that protects your cardiovascular health and prepares your nervous system for exertion. Gentle massage and unhurried emotional connection trigger the release of oxytocin, a powerful hormone that lowers blood pressure and acts as a natural painkiller. When you take the time to slowly build intimacy, you are actively bathing your heart in healing, chemicals that protect against age-related cardiovascular strain. This is a profound act of mutual care that honors your changing physiology and ensures that physical connection remains a safe part of your life. Embrace the beauty of taking your time and allow your body the grace it needs to awaken safely. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3. Hiding the truth about your medical conditions and medications. It is incredibly common for older adults to feel a deep sense of embarrassment or pride when it comes to their changing health, leading them to hide their medical realities from their romantic partners. Many seniors quietly manage high blood pressure, diabetes, or prostate issues, taking multiple prescription medications in secret to maintain an illusion of youthful perfection. But the truth is, concealing your cardiovascular limitations or the side effects of your daily pills is a dangerous gamble that can result in life-threatening emergencies behind closed doors. Pharmacologists and emergency physicians frequently warn that common medications, especially blood pressure regulators, antidepressants, and blood thinners, drastically alter how your body responds to intense physical exertion. When you engage in strenuous intimacy, without acknowledging these chemical changes, you are blindly risking sudden drops in blood pressure, severe dizziness, and even dangerous cardiac arrhythmias. Consider the situation of Thomas, a 75-year-old gentleman who had recently started taking a new medication to manage his mild heart condition. Because he wanted to appear strong and completely healthy, he never mentioned the pills or his doctor's warnings about sudden exertion to his partner. One evening, during a particularly active moment of intimacy, Thomas experienced a sudden, terrifying spell of lightheadedness and chest tightness that forced him to collapse against the bed. He blamed it on a simple lack of sleep, completely, failing to recognize that the interaction between his heart medication and the physical strain was causing a severe drop in oxygen to his brain. By keeping his health a secret, Thomas was not protecting his pride, he was actively denying his partner the opportunity to understand his physical boundaries and creating a highly unsafe environment for both of them. True intimacy is built on a foundation of absolute trust and radical honesty, especially when it comes to the realities of an aging body. When you openly share your medical status, your energy limitations, and the side effects of your medications, you are not admitting defeat. You are inviting your partner into a deeper, more protective level of closeness. This transparency allows you to adjust your physical activities to match your actual capabilities, ensuring that your heart and nervous system are never pushed past their breaking point. Your health conditions do not make you any less desirable. They simply require a different, more mindful approach to connection. By removing the burden of secrecy, you eliminate the silent anxiety that so often ruins intimacy, allowing you to relax, breathe, and enjoy the moment without fear. Honesty is the greatest form of self-care, and sharing your truth is the most powerful way to protect your life and your love. Number 4. Neglecting proper post-intimacy, hygiene, and care. In our younger years, the immune system is robust, allowing many people to fall asleep immediately after intimacy without a second thought about hygiene. As we enter our 60s and 70s, however, our biological defenses undergo a profound shift, making the mucous membranes delicate and susceptible to bacterial overgrowth. Many seniors continue their old habits of skipping cleanup, assuming they do not need to worry about it. But the truth is, neglecting simple hygiene practices after physical connection is one of the leading causes of severe urinary tract infections and systemic inflammation in older adults. Urologists explain that as hormone levels naturally decline, the protective lining of the urinary tract becomes thinner and much drier. This change means that microscopic bacteria introduced during intimacy can easily travel up the urinary tract, multiplying rapidly and causing painful infections that can spread to the kidneys. Think about David, a 71-year-old man who prided himself on his strong immune system and never bothered with hygiene routines. He started experiencing a persistent burning sensation and frequent urges to use the bathroom, which he dismissed as a normal part of having an aging prostate. David did not realize that his refusal to simply wash and empty his bladder after intimacy was allowing harmful bacteria to colonize, leading to a severe infection that required a prolonged course of strong antibiotics. By ignoring this essential step, he was unknowingly subjecting his kidneys to immense oxidative stress and putting his overall longevity at risk. Maintaining proper hygiene is not a clinical chore that ruins the romance. It is a fundamental act of biological preservation that keeps your organs safe from preventable damage. The simple habit of drinking a glass of water and emptying your bladder immediately after intimacy effectively flushes out unwanted bacteria before they attach to your tissue walls. Furthermore, gently washing with warm water removes irritating residues that can cause long-term discomfort. When you incorporate these loving acts of self-care into your routine, you are actively protecting your immune system from unnecessary battles. You deserve to experience intimacy without the lingering fear of infection. And taking a few minutes to care for your body ensures that you remain healthy and vibrant. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Measuring your worth by purely physical performance. Perhaps the most damaging mistake older adults make is continuing to define the success of their intimacy entirely by physical performance, endurance, and frequency. Society conditions us to believe that a vibrant, intimate life must look exactly like it does in movies, filled with intense acrobatic stamina and flawless physical execution. Because of this unrealistic standard, many seniors quietly suffer from deep performance anxiety, feeling ashamed or broken when their bodies no longer respond with the speed and reliability of their youth. But the truth is, clinging to this narrow performance-based mindset is completely toxic to your nervous system and destroys the very emotional connection you are trying to build. Psychologists and relationship experts reveal that chronic performance anxiety triggers a massive release of the stress hormone cortisol, which rapidly constricts your blood vessels, raises your blood pressure, and paradoxically makes physical arousal almost impossible. When you focus solely on achieving a specific physical outcome, you turn a beautiful act of love into a high-stakes exam, draining your energy and leaving you feeling deeply inadequate. Consider the journey of Michael, a 78-year-old who constantly measured his worth as a partner by his ability to perform physically without hesitation. When he began experiencing natural, age-related changes in his physical responsiveness, he was overwhelmed by a profound sense of failure and embarrassment. Instead of talking to his partner, Michael began making excuses to avoid intimacy altogether, retreating into his own mind and creating a massive wall of emotional isolation. He failed to realize that his body was not failing him. It was simply transitioning into a new phase of life that required a different kind of connection, and his stubborn focus on performance was actually starving his relationship of true affection. The most profound shift you can make in your 60s, 70s, and 80s is to redefine intimacy as an act of shared vulnerability, emotional presence, and gentle exploration. True connection is not about crossing a physical finish line. It is about holding hands, engaging in deep conversations, sharing gentle touch, and finding joy in simply being close to another human being. When you remove the heavy burden of performance, you instantly calm your nervous system, lower your risk of cardiovascular stress, and open the door to a much richer, more soul-nourishing level of intimacy. Your worth is not defined by your physical mechanics. It is defined by the warmth, the kindness, and the enduring love you bring to your partnership. Embrace the beautiful evolution of your body and allow yourself the freedom to experience a mature, deeply comforting connection that heals your heart and adds glorious, stress-free years to your life. Final thoughts. As we close this video, take a quiet moment to reflect on your own approach to intimacy and how your habits may have changed over the decades. Many of us continue to push through discomfort, rush the warm-up process, hide our medical realities, neglect post-intimacy hygiene, and measure our worth by physical performance out of ingrained habit. We mistakenly believe that holding on to these old ways is the only method to preserve our vitality, when in reality, we are quietly subjecting our aging bodies to unnecessary stress, dangerous inflammation, and profound emotional isolation. Cardiovascular strain, severe infections, and relationship breakdowns do not happen overnight. They are the cumulative result of years of small choices that ignore the natural evolution of our biology. Every decision you make about how you connect with your partner either honors and strengthens your body or carelessly weakens its fragile defenses. The profound beauty of this truth is that it means you still hold absolute control over your health. It is never too late to step back, communicate openly, and completely change your habits to protect yourself and the person you love. By embracing gentleness, taking your time, sharing your medical truth, prioritizing hygiene, and redefining what true closeness means, you preserve your vital energy and the delicate balance that nature intended for your later years. You will quickly notice that the anxiety fades away, your physical comfort improves dramatically, and your emotional bond deepens in ways you never thought possible. More importantly, you will be protecting your heart and your immune system from the chemical stress caused by unrealistic expectations. These adjustments are not complicated clinical procedures. They are incredibly simple, highly practical, and deeply loving steps that anyone can follow to enhance their quality of life. For older adults navigating the complex waters of aging, these small changes can make a truly remarkable difference in overall health, keeping you safe, vibrant, and emotionally fulfilled. You have spent a lifetime learning what it truly means to love. Now, it is time to take care of yourself and your relationship in the gentlest, smartest ways possible. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.